Morgenshtern
делают человеком года.
Alisher открывает заведение.
We're going to be talking about the gentleman you just saw at the beginning of this video. And if you couldn't pick it up from that, we're talking about Morgenstern, also known as Alisher, who was born in 1998 in Ufa. And I know with all the stuff going on in Ukraine and Russia right now, this is a little bit weird timing. However, I like Russian rap music. I have for the last couple of years, so I wanted to, talk about this guy's story to the best of my knowledge, right? It's hard to do research on somebody when you can't speak or read the language, so this is a lot of rough translations, so just bear with me, watch to the end. There's a lot of cool stuff in here, and yeah, let's take a look at Alisher. He was born in Ufa, Russia in 1998 to his mother, who was a florist, and his father's, whose occupation was apparently unknown. But according to some rumors that I had seen, he actually worked for the government at some point. But after their divorce, when Morgenstern was 11 years old, his father died of liver cirrhosis due to severe alcoholism, which is not really a surprise given, Russians and vodka and, that crazy lifestyle that a lot of Russians live, right? Alcoholism is very serious, but it's definitely extremely normal in Russia as well. Since Morgenstern was young, he actually had kind of always known that he wanted to do some type of music. Rap wasn't necessarily his first, go-to pick or whatever, but in 2010, he released his very first music video and would then subsequently release more music under the group MMA Crew. But we'll get into that very shortly. He attended university for a little bit of time, but due to his activities on YouTube, he ended up getting expelled. He filmed what I believe is a music video for a cover song talking about freeing a gentleman who had actually wrote the song, but it was shot and filmed in the university library, from my understanding. So his frank activities on YouTube got him expelled, and the retractor of the university was like, hey man, get out of here. We can't have you doing all this crazy stuff. Go, be crazy on your own. And that's when Morgenstern was like, hey, in a couple years, I will see you. I will be famous and you'll be eating your words. And sure enough, it's true. So it's crazy that Morgenstern had the forethought to see that he would finally be able to persevere and make something out of his life despite being expelled from university. His first hit in music was roughly translated to Cops on My Tail, which was filmed with a child. And I'm not sure who the child actually is, but it's not a very good song. As a matter of fact, the song is absolutely garbage, and I'm quite surprised that it gained as many views as it did. Maybe Russia's rap scene is just a little bit immature at this stage. I'm not quite sure. Fast forward a little while later, in January 2020, he would release the album Legendary Dust, which was recorded in only a week on the Russian social media platform VK on one of his live streams. And the video actually did absolutely insane. In the first half an hour of the release of the songs and the album, he would gain 1 million streams. And in just 11 hours would amass 5 million streams. And again, half the songs suck. Some of them are low quality. Some of them sound like they've been ripped off an old, CD player or something along those lines. But overall, I would say there's some decent songs in there. And maybe it'd be worth taking a listen if you're interested in listening to Russian rap at all. This wouldn't be the only time that he would gain a lot of traction and a lot of views, but this would be the first time where he gains media attention, releasing the song Pososi, which roughly translates to suck in English, becoming the most disliked video in Russia and gaining him some more notoriety in the world as, Morgenstern, the rapper.
Мне не важно стать, лучшим музыкантом, да, или лучшим артистом. Я люблю, чтобы люди охуевали. И вот просто этого я добиваюсь через разные всякие сферы, так скажем. Сейчас вот с музычкой прикольно было.
In July 2020, Morgenstern then releases the song Ice, and it would then go viral on TikTok because Western TikTokers would pick it up, and they actually thought that the songs were just mumble rappers from America, and everybody was completely blown away that this song was actually, made across the entire world by somebody that most people in the West hadn't heard of yet. Which this virality of this song would then lead Morgenstern to collaborating with an American artist. And this is the first instance that I could find where an American and a Russian artist had actually made a complete collaboration together. And since then, I have seen others that have come out, but they just aren't quite as good as What a Fuck by Lil Pump and Morgenstern International Hit, which aired November 12th, 2020, gaining many, many, many millions of views as well. And in my opinion, is one of Lil Pump's probably best verses, considering most of his music consists of him just saying the same word over and over and over again until you get pissed off and tired of listening to it. Rapping isn't Morgenstern's only gig either. He wants to be a businessman. He wants to continue to remain successful. Of course, right? Everybody wants to be as successful as possible. So he opens a restaurant, Calf Providence, in downtown Moscow. And my God, this place is absolutely gorgeous. They put a ton of time and effort into it. And even in one of Morgenstern's vlogs, you can see him going in and he acts as if, he's a waiter and he serves people, he talks to people, he laughs, he jokes, he goes through some of the motions of actually working in the restaurant as well. And it is a gorgeous, high-class restaurant. And eventually I would maybe, when this war stuff dies down, eventually visit and enjoy some of the food as well. This restaurant ended up costing him well over 1 million rubles, again putting more eyes on Morgenstern. And being Russia, right, all eyes on you is not exactly the best way to be, right? Sometimes you just want to put your head down and move about your business. Otherwise, things can tend to get a little bit dangerous, and you don't really want to end up in a Russian gulag. So all of these song releases, the effort he's put in, the time spent doing all of this stuff ended up landing him the #1 singer spot in all of Russia, giving him so much influence, which then, of course, brings more attention from the Russian authorities. And 2021 was a huge year for Morgenstern, where he ended up actually donating 600,666 rubles to an orphanage in Russia as well that goes by the name Our Children. And the reported foundation, the organization, clarified that the musician had sent that amount, which was the largest donation to the NGO from a private person ever. This money apparently would be spent to develop the project for mentoring, right? Bringing, again, more attention to him. Fast forward a little while longer in 2021, the chairman of investigative committees of Russian Alexander stated that Morgenstern was, in quotations, selling drugs on social media. Shortly thereafter, Morgenstern went abroad, leaving Russia, and canceled all of his concerts in Russia. So apparently it looks like he's trying to, as you would say in America, do the race. Lands him in the UAE, which is an interesting choice given the fact that the UAE has very strict drug and policies, as well as a lot of other definitely tough rules to abide by. But I guess the main thing is just getting as far away from the Russian government as possible while you can collect your thoughts. Fleeing with him was his wife as well, who you can see in some of his music videos. They also ended up getting married in 2021, so it seems they've not been married that long. But according to her Instagram page, they actually met as early as 2017. But according to the comments, she was actually scared of Morgenstern when they first met. So it was some years later. It's kind of crazy to see how much your opinion of somebody can change when you get to know them, despite all the face tattoos. And, personally, I think I'd look good with a face tattoo. I don't know, something. Backs in action. Just throwing it out there. So that's really all I have on the story of Morgenstern. He's a very interesting character. He's got an interesting look. He's cool. I like the music. I enjoy what I've seen of his content. I enjoy his vlogs, even watching with the subtitles on. but I do have a little bit other side information that I couldn't really find dates and put into like a timeline for you. I want to go over the fact that he's signed to multiple different labels. Eula Music, which is a multi-channel network for YouTubers and content creators based out of Russia. Apparently they have like something like 10,000 creators and a bunch of channels monetized, etc. Sony Music Group, Zara Music, which I couldn't really find too much about, but it's another label that he's signed to, and Atlantic Records Group and WMG, which is crazy, more American music and that kind of stuff. So it's absolutely crazy to see. He's signed to American companies. Yes, they are in Russia, so technically it's the Russian version, but with the collaborations, the money, the transferring between these corporations and stuff, it's definitely interesting to see. And for being 23 years old, I mean, he's put in a lot of work, and I just hope for the best. I hope he can survive this Russian drama. I hope he can survive the Russian government, and I hope he doesn't have to go to the gulag. That's been my entire video on Morgenstern. Let me know what you think. How's this angle for the camera? You know, let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you going to take a listen to Russian rap? I listen to Russian rap constantly. It's one of my favorite musics. So let me know in the comments what you think if you've made it this far. Man, I love you. Hit the subscribe button, and yeah, we'll see you on the next video.